Hey guys, welcome to the MMA Brothers Podcast, the newest, baddest, and best podcast out there. And let's get it going. Hello guys, and welcome back to the MMA Brothers Podcast. This is Daryl.
My name's Asher.
And we're talking Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal post-fight, episode 45, UFC 251, Abu Dhabi, Fight Island.
Yeah, so the first event at Fight Island just wrapped up, as my phone's tripping. And Kamaru Usman, you guys know how he rolls, but we're going to talk about that later. Let's start at the bottom of the card as we usually do. The first fight of the main card was Amanda Ribas versus Paige Vanzant.
Quick shout out before we do this, the new dude who KO'd Volkan Ozdemir in the prelims main event. That fight was crazy. You guys gotta watch it. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. But we're gonna move on to Paige Vanzant versus Amanda Ribas.
Yeah, it was number 14 versus unranked Paige Vanzant, so 12 gauge. She actually did quite well in the feet to start. Like, I know the fight's only 2 minutes and 22 seconds, but Paige Vanzant landed a couple of shots. She actually bloodied Amanda's nose, but then Amanda started grappling with her, and then as soon as it went to the ground, then it was pretty much over because Amanda is just good everywhere.
Guys, I told you this was gonna happen. There's a reason it was a 9-1 on your bet if you bet on Paige, right? Like, it was 9-1. I was telling you guys, listen, Amanda Ribas is the truth. Her clinch work is ridiculous. On the ground, she's nasty. Her stand-up is nasty. Yeah, she got caught by one right hand by Paige and bled up her nose, but you could just see the difference in grappling, the difference in striking. It wasn't too evident in the striking department, but in terms of grappling and bottom game, Amanda's just too nice. She's gonna give what weight class is this? This is the one with Weili Zhang, right? As the champ.
No, this is 125, I think.
Oh, so it's with Valentina.
Yeah, I think they fought at 125, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I think Valentina is a different beast. I mean, Amanda's got a long way to go in terms of fine-tuning all of her skills in order to get ready for the next step up of competition. But her hands are fast. Her kicks are nice. She's good in the clinch. She's good on the ground. She's good. She's just the next up and coming superstar, in my opinion, in the women's MMA.
Yeah. So Dana White was actually just asked about Paige Vanzant because I think she said that she's gonna test free agency after this fight, and so Dana was like, "Yeah, I like Paige, but she got smoked in 2 minutes, so maybe she should just test the free agency market." So
she's a savage, man.
Dana was like, "Damn, I guess it's you just speaking facts, right? It's true."
She's she's good looking, and that's pretty much.
She has a fan base. She's good looking, obviously, and when it comes to her skills, she still needs to improve.
Way better than everyone who's commenting on her. Let's keep that as a fact. Paige is an extremely talented fighter. I just don't
very athletic. Yeah.
I just don't think right now is the good time for her to be in the UFC due to the amount of dogs that are just in the UFC.
Yeah.
So I don't mean dogs in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying dogs and everything. Yeah. Anyways.
The next one, you can break it down.
So Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas, guys. So almost all my picks came through tonight, except one, and we'll get into it later. But Jessica versus Rose, on the stand-up, as you could see, while Rose had a gas tank, it was very much evident that she was the better striker, in my opinion. More crisp striker, she landed more shots, her head movement was nice, she's popping in and out, popping her with the jab, popping her with the cross. Where she came into trouble is she was fighting in the phone booth with Jessica Andrade. She's getting into clinch range, and that's when she got started hitting with those uppercuts, right? Rose has a phenomenal chin. I'm so glad this was a 3-round fight, because if it was a 5-round fight, Rose would have probably lost because she was getting pieced up in the 3rd round. But kudos to her. She's got a ridiculous chin. I think she's next up for Weili after this fight. So I think Weili versus Rose would be a great fight. But Rose can't afford to trade with Weili the way she was doing it with Andrade in the 3rd round. Maybe Rose has got to sharpen up her cardio a bit because she did die down towards the 3rd, but then again, she trained for a 3-round fight as opposed to a 5-rounder. So I think if she was training for a 5-rounder, she'd be in better cardio shape. Because I think that Rose is the best technical striker in the women's strawweight division, because if you can beat Joanna soundly like that, no one's done that to Joanna, not even Weili. You do get what I'm trying to say? And Rose beat her up twice decisively. So she's got a very technical stand-up game. She's, in my opinion, the best strawweight. Weili's got more power, but in terms of overall skill, I think she's better than Weili, in my opinion. The sky's the ceiling for Rose. I think if mentally she's in it, she's good, because last time she lost to Jessica, she did just get spiked on her head. She said, "Oh, I don't know if I want to fight anymore," and such. But guys, again, the judges almost screwed this up again. How was this a split decision?
No idea.
if you score it round by round, the way you're supposed to score it, the first 2 rounds were decisively for Rose. There's no way you can argue that Jessica won any of the first 2 rounds. The 3rd round, give it to Jessica. It's 2-1. So what's a 2-1? That's everyone should vote that Rose won based off a round ranking system.
Right.
And I'm sick of seeing this stuff happen. How is that a split decision, guys? Maybe I don't get it. Maybe you guys who are watching can understand. Please give your comments in. How is this a split decision?
The only way it can be a split decision if someone gave the third round a 10-8, but it was not a 10-8.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Because
the flurry of the big punches came in the latter half of the round. It wasn't Jessica clinched her the whole fight like Usman and it was a 10-8. No way. Right? Because it was competitive until the last 2 minutes. Then she started getting tired and she got rocked.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with everything that Daryl said. Rose won the first 2 rounds, no problem. She got taken down in the 3rd, and she was getting hit with some uppercuts and some hooks in the clinch. And I don't even know why she was decided to just fight in the phone booth all of a sudden. But anyways, we're all happy Rose won. We both picked Rose to win. And hopefully she can face Weili Zhang in her next fight. So we're going to move on to the first title fight of the night. Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo. Oh my God. Total strikes. I feel like this number right here is from like 120 strikes in the 5th round that were answered to Aldo's
120. No, there was about. It was about.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
About
you know what I'm
50.
saying?
It was about
Because this
50
strike differential, I'm like, really? Like that's a pretty big strike differential. The fight was pretty competitive until maybe a little bit at the end of the 4th. In the 5th round especially, right? So anyways, you could tell Aldo was slowing down in the 4th round before he even get to the 4th round. The first 3 rounds were quite competitive. Aldo was landing a lot of leg kicks. Why he didn't continue landing those leg kicks, I have no idea. Yan switched stances. He was fighting out of southpaw,
I'll tell you why he stopped doing it. Because Yan started throwing it. Every time Aldo would throw a leg kick, Yan would throw a right hand or left hand right back.
Okay.
That's the reason why he stopped.
Yeah, so anyways, Yan's leg was kind of battered up, and then he switched stances and he started fighting southpaw. And I was surprised how good Yan was fighting in southpaw, because just like the Max Holloway fight, when he was fighting Volkanovski the first time, he switched stances and he seemed like he was a little bit uncomfortable in his southpaw stance. But Yan, some people, when they switch stances, like John Jones, for example, he can fight in southpaw, he can fight in orthodox the whole fight, and he's just going to be as good, right? So Yan was really, really good in his southpaw stance, and he's just tagging Aldo every so often. Aldo continued to like land some good strikes. Yan has a great chin on him, but then when the 4th and 5th round came, that's when the fight started to lose grip for Aldo. In the 5th round, I was surprised how easy he got caught in the first, like, what is the first 15 seconds, 20 seconds? It's almost like the round started, Yan goes, he lands like a 1-2, 1-2, Aldo's down. I was like, what? You know what I mean? That's really how the 5th round started. So anyways, on the ground, I don't know what the referee was seeing. Aldo continued to bleed, continued to take a beating. Yes, he's moving around on the ground, but he's not intelligently defending himself. Even the commentators were saying, like, what needs to happen for this fight to end? Jan's hitting him with punches, he's hitting him with elbows, he was hitting him to the body, and I'm like, dude, even Dana White said, like, I don't know what, like, the referee was seeing in there. That was like one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen in my life. Like, one of the worst ones. I don't know. You can add to that, but
I completely agree with everything that you said, man. Like, that was like, I don't know what the referee needs. You can even see Peter Yan was hitting him. He's like, yo, like, what more do you want? I'm Jose's not gonna tap out.
Yeah.
Right? He's just getting hit repetitively. His corner should have thrown in the towel, dude.
Yeah.
His corner should have thrown in the towel. Bad stoppage by the ref. Another thing, guys, I told you this as well. Peter Yan is just different. He's great at wrestling. His stand-up is ridiculous. He goes to Muay Thai he goes to Thailand for every fight camp for months, and just trains Muay Thai at the best Thai boxing gym in Thailand. He just spends months there. And that's why I'm not surprised. I'm like, guys, you guys, yes, Jose Aldo back in the day, maybe, but as of right now, Peter Yan's stand-up is the best in that division. Like, it's not even, like, his boxing is so crisp. Like, it's like, if you make a mistake against Yan, he makes you pay, right? You throw a naked leg kick, he's going to get returned a right hand to your face, right? If you drop your hand for a second, he's hitting you with an overhand. Every single time Jose Aldo made a mistake, he paid the price for it. He almost ended the fight in the 1st round. Do you remember when he dropped Aldo in the 1st round, right? Or he tripped him? I can't remember what the sequence was. Then he's raining down shots, and then he banged him to the solar plexus, right here. And then Aldo like turtled up. Then the next fight, he's fighting like this because his body was still hurt. So he went from a traditional like boxing stance to a Muay Thai where he's just doing this, right? Because he's trying to protect his body with his elbows and he's raising his leg like this. But Peter Yan is a problem, and I see him being champ in that division for a very long time because he's only getting better. He's only 28 or 27. He's getting better. I find it hard to believe that anyone's gonna give him a very tough match because
who do you have next for him?
It has to be Aljamain because that was the fight that it said that next one who wins this fight, and I don't really respect Dana for saying I don't know because you told Aljamain he's gonna have the fight, the winner of Peter Yan versus Aldo, right? But then again, there is Marlon, right? So I think
Aljamain deserves it as well, just based off his performance against Corey Sandhagen, who was undefeated in the UFC until that point in time. I'm going with Aljamain Sterling as well. Peter Yan, you killed it. Referee, what were you thinking? Yan Sterling next, and I am a little bit concerned for Aljamain Sterling. That's all I'm gonna say. Aljamain Sterling, what I would give him is he's an amazing wrestler. Like, he's really, really good. I can see Sterling taking down Yan. And I don't know what Yan's defensive wrestling is or what his jiu-jitsu is like.
Good. Yan's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, so, but anyways, Aljamain is also a very good wrestler.
Anyways, let's move on.
But that's a different story for another day. So we're going to move on to the co-main event of the evening.
Guys, this was bullshit. I'm telling you this right now. This was absolute blasphemy. And I will tell you why. Whatever, this total strikes, I really want to see it round by round. Do they show it round by round?
I don't think so. No.
They don't show round by round. Yeah, show stats per round. This is no way this is fucking accurate. Because in the actual fight, we saw the strike count. Max was beating him in the first, second, and the fourth.
Yeah.
Volkanovski was beating him in the third round by a little bit. Now, guys, this is why I'm saying that this thing was bullshit. Because when I was watching the fight, my own eye test, he dropped Volkanovski 2 or 3 times in the first 3 rounds. All the highlights from the round were for Max in the third round. He head kicked him, he stumbled, he hit him against the cage.
He dropped him in the first and the second round.
Yeah, and then in the third round too, he had a great round too. It was very back and forth, but I think Max edged it due to the octagon control. Max was the aggressor. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Max was the aggressor. I had a 3-2 to Max. Almost everyone I have seen online shares the same rhetoric, guys. And this fight, I thought Max fought it perfectly. Volkanovski would throw a leg kick, Max would throw a leg kick. Volkanovski threw one, Max would throw one. Because he's like, I watched Max before the fight. He said, you guys think that those leg kicks did a lot of damage when they didn't. Like, literally, he's just kicking me. And then I was just like, okay, so this time he kicks me, I'm going to kick him. He checked his kicks and he kicked Volkanovski back. In the stand-up, I thought he was winning. And another thing that displays that this decision was bullshit, in the 4th round, they showed the odds, right? Volkanovski was the underdog.
Not just that.
Like, guys, come on.
The tweets from the fighters, most of them are saying 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
Like, guys, this
even
is ridiculous,
Dana White,
man.
after the fight, said that Holloway won that, and even a lot of people in the media thought Holloway won that fight.
Like, we can't keep doing this to guys. Like, now Max is not going to get a chance to fight for the title again unless he wins his next fight. But then it's like, are you really going to give him a 3rd fight against Volkanovski, even if he does, even though Volkanovski's won 2? When in my opinion, it should be, the first fight is either a draw or Max won, in my opinion, or this fight Max won and is definitive, because everyone's saying he did. It's similar to the Aldo versus Marlon. Like, how could you possibly score it the other way? This is what I'm saying. Chael said the same thing. It's like, I had a 3-2 Max. Everyone, John Jones, everyone is saying that it was 3-2 Max. Like, there's no one who's saying Volkanovski won other than his buddies from New Zealand, like what'd you call that, Dan the Hangman, and all his buddies from his gym. They're the ones who's saying he won. And another thing is, should tell you, he knew he was losing. Why did he start shooting for takedowns in the 4th and 5th round? Because he knew he was losing the fight, guys. There's no way anyone can justify definitively that Volkanovski won the fight, because even the odds makers, the people who are watching the fights, the people who are showing you who to bet on, Max was winning after the 3rd round. So how could you possibly score it 3-2?
I mean, one of the judges had it for Max Holloway. It was a split decision, right?
Yeah, but those other 2 judges is probably the same idiot who also voted Jessica Andrade to win 2 out of 3 rounds.
Yep.
They got to do something about this. Dana always complains about them. Do something about it, dude.
The thing is, Dana White has nothing to do with the MMA judging. It's not like it's not like they're hired by the UFC.
Yeah,
it's like the commission.
Then Dana's got to talk to the commission saying, we got to get stricter rules for these judges who come in, dude. Like, you can't keep doing this to fighters. How many fighters have lost? Maybe his win bonus was significant. Maybe he needed it. This guy is not the champ, in my opinion. He's not anyone's champ online. He's his own champ. Alex, you fought a great fight for yourself. Good on you, dude. You're not my champ. You're no one's champ online. Everyone is sharing the same rhetoric as me. If you think otherwise, please let me know. Asher, what do you think?
I agree with you. Like I said, Max Holloway won that fight, in my opinion. It is what it is. What is Dana White going to do? I don't think they're going to do a part 3 for that fight because Volkanovski's 1-2 on paper. So I guess Max is going to have to find somebody that he's going to have to fight next, win that, or maybe just move up to 155, maybe just be done with 145. He's like, you know what, I really fought everyone at that division. What else is there left?
Korean Zombie.
He could fight Korean Zombie, he could fight Zabit, he could fight Yair Rodriguez, all those people, but like I kind of feel like Max is kind of in his mind probably done with 145 is my guess.
If I was Max, I'd be done with the fucking stupid ass judges, bro.
Yeah.
He just keeps getting snaked.
I know.
It's so bullshit. Anyways,
we're gonna move on to the final fight of the night. We got Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. This one, look at the strike difference.
Like, guys, I don't know what you guys were expecting.
This is exactly what I expected. 5 takedowns for Usman. Like, this is like 1 per round. And Usman, as soon as the fight started, he put the pressure on Jorge, took him to the cage, wrestled him, foot stomps. This is exactly what I expected from Usman. People online like, no, Gilbert's gonna get it done. Like, very, very slight chance. He has the first round or 2 to get it done. If that goes into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, not happening. Usman did exactly what he should have done. Again, he took this fight on short notice, even though Jorge did as well. But Usman was trading for Burns, who's a completely different opponent. He's obviously going to take the less risk way to win, and he did. He fought Jorge by grappling him, taking him down, beating him up against the fence. And it was a pretty boring fight to watch, guys. It wasn't very entertaining for me. What did you think about the fight?
Guys, this is exactly what I thought would happen. So everyone who's complaining that this is a boring fight, how would you fight a guy who has knockout power, who could shut the lights out at any moment? You close the distance, you clinch him up, and you wrestle him, especially if you're the superior grappler and wrestler, which everyone knew Kamaru was. Everyone who's sad that Jorge lost, I don't know if you guys don't watch a lot of MMA. I don't know what you guys expected to see. Kamaru Usman was 15-0 in the UFC, and he fights this exact way against everyone except for Colby Covington. And he did the exact same thing to everyone except Colby Covington. So what did you guys think was going to happen? What, he's going to flying knee him like he did Ben Askren? Like, what did you guys think was going to happen? I knew for a fact Kamaru Usman was going to go there, put the pressure on him, and it's just going to be wear and tear. Jorge had to cut weight, a ridiculous amount of weight in 6 days. Clearly his cardio is not going to be there, right? Because he just drained his whole battery. Then he's got to rehydrate. I just think it was a very clear... Like, I wasn't even worried at any point in the fight that Jorge was gonna crack Usman, personally. Because Usman doesn't take risks as a fighter.
He doesn't, yeah.
Right? He's a very risk-averse fighter who knows he's a better grappler than you. He knows he's stronger than you. He knows he's a better wrestler than you. He knows he hits harder than you. So even in clinches, elbows, strikes, foot stomps, everyone who's complaining online, I get it. You guys were on the Masvidal hype train. I love Masvidal, and I'm glad that no one got KO'd in this fight. And the Nigerian Nightmare did it, man. He's the nightmare for everyone, because what are you gonna do? Like what? Unless he chooses to strike with you, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Hopefully Gilbert Burns will be able to put up a different kind of pressure on him, because Burns, he does have good striking, he does move forward, and he has excellent wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So Usman in that fight, I'm looking forward to a little bit better than I did this one, because I just knew what Usman was gonna do to Masvidal. You know what I mean? Everyone who watches Kamaru's fights knew what was gonna happen. Exactly.
It's just anyone who can do that to Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia, Colby Covington. Who else has he fought? He's fought everyone.
He's fought a lot of people,
right? And and he hasn't lost a round other than Colby Covington in 15 fights. This is the thing I was telling, like, you guys. The more and more you watch Kamaru, he's a big Khabib. If you share the same stuff that you hate about Kamaru, keep the same energy with Khabib, because Khabib does the exact same thing. People are like, oh, Khabib goes for the finish. Yeah, cool. So do you think Kamaru was just sitting there, just not even trying to hurt Masvidal? Obviously, he's going for the finish as well, right? It just didn't work out. So I think it was a great card. I was very happy with the main event because I knew what was going to happen. I didn't go in there with expectations of anything else. Everyone else who did, I guess good on you, maybe, but it's a 6 short notice fight. Jorge had to cut a lot of weight. Kamaru was already training, right? And you knew he was going to just take Jorge down and just beat him up. So I was happy with it. I'm still pissed off about the judging with Max. These judges suck. Anyways,
all we both know is that Jorge Masvidal will not be dancing tonight. So guys, thank you for listening to this podcast and watching this episode. On Monday, we're going to be doing an interview with a fighter named Adam Maverick Asenza, so look out for that interview. We're looking forward to that. There's another event this Wednesday. Fight Island is another event on Friday, so the schedule for UFC is quite busy right now. We're going to try and give you as much content as we can over the week. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Anything you want to say?
No. Just let us know what you guys think about the fights. As he said, like, comment, subscribe. Instagram, MMA Brothers Pod. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm very opinionated. I'm still really pissed off. Max, you're still the people's champ. You're everyone's featherweight champ. 9 out of 10 people, you're everyone's featherweight champ. And thank you guys for listening, and have a good one.